Hi, I thought that this chapter was super informational and connected a lot to our different social work classes that talk about group therapy and family therapy, which is all in detail of what this chapter was about. It talked about how the family environment as a whole is where the criminal behavior stems from. That is the root. And I don't know, it makes me think of like the argument of nature versus nurture, and it's both of those things. It's the nurture that a child is being surrounded with, as well as like the biological component and the very nature of the person being brought up. And so those things all come together, and especially in the environment, in the nurture side of things, with like any violence, excessive conflict, dysfunctional styles of interactions. And then the chapter also talked about with the juvenile court system, when they're no longer in jail, they prematurely return inmates that are youth to families that are not ready for it. And so it just talks about how the family system has such an impact on every individual, and being in the court system, especially trying on all types of families everywhere. And it was good to hear that there are now like the family programs with like reentry policies, and then the family strengthening programs. So it was super interesting to learn about like the different case studies and how we're searching for homeostasis with the like balance, equilibrium of the family systems, and how we want to be able to like stabilize the systems and help with the patterns of the families, and create a safe and beneficial environment for for all inmates in the families. The chapter also talked about like the 5 different types of family therapy, with like the psychodynamic, communication, structural, social learning approaches, and multi-systemic. And I really liked being able to differentiate between all of them, as well as learning about the Batter typology and the different characteristics that are associated with those things, and what it would look like in different situations, because it is different, and it's important to understand those differences. My questions are: what happens when there are a few family members that refuse to do the family therapy? And also, as a counselor, what happens if you are in family therapy and you see much deeper problems with the other family members? Is there any immediate steps that you can take if it's not the inmate that you are necessarily working with, but another individual, and you're like, this is a problem, like, can you do anything? Like they might need like individual counseling, like can you just suggest it, or is there other steps that you can take?